Hi everyone, this video will give you an overview of PACE Library information and resources for students in the MA in Higher Education Administration and Student Affairs program. My name is Sarah Burns-File. I'm Head of Teaching and Learning Services at the PACE Library. My pronouns are she, her. You can email me anytime at sburnsfile@pace.edu and I would be happy to help. You can also follow the library on Instagram at PACE Library. We post there with new resources and services, events, and information about the library. Today we'll take a look at the library homepage, which is available at Library.Pace.edu, and some of the research tools available here. We're also going to take a look at a website we've created specifically for the Higher Ed Admin program. We'll get to that in just a moment. On the library homepage, I will point out that at the bottom left are today's hours, so you can always see when the library and the reference desk is open. At the bottom right is that big Ask a Librarian button. That gives you many ways to get help from the library, including live chat. You can email us, you can get the toll-free number to call us, and you can search our knowledge base. As grad students, I would recommend that you go to the library website and under Quick Links, click on that very first link that says Interlibrary Loan. Interlibrary Loan is a service that the PACE Library provides to you, where if there's an article or book or item that is not currently available in the PACE Library collections, including our databases, we'll get it for you from another institution. For articles in the databases, we'll get you those articles as a PDF file. So I'm going to come back to some of these research tools in just a moment, but let's take a look at the research guide that we've created for the program. The research guide gives you links to highlighted and recommended resources, including journal titles, research databases, professional associations, and more. So let's jump over to that page now. So this is the research guide. And the address is libguides.pace.edu/higheredadmin. And you saw that in the presentation. We'll go back to that. And again, this website we created for the program. So there is some overlap between some of the links on this webpage and the general library website. But they'll both be of use to you. So my contact information is here again. So again, please reach out if you have any questions. Here on the main page, we're giving you some links to some highlighted resources from the library and the university that we want you to be aware of. PACE does provide access to the Chronicle of Higher Education website. All you have to do is log in with your PACE email address and create an account to access those articles. The library also provides access to the New York Times website. There is a link on the guide that will give you the instructions you need to claim what's called your academic pass to nytimes.com. You'll use your PACE email to do that as well. In addition, the university provides access to a website from a company called EAB, and they provide research and white papers on topics like enrollment, institutional strategy, DEI, etc. You can use that website after creating an account with your PACE email address. And last but not least, the university is also affiliated with EDUCAUSE, which is a nonprofit association that focuses on using technology and data to further higher education. So again, you can use your PACE credentials there as well. I will mention that the library is currently unable to provide full access to the Inside Higher Ed website. You can read up to 5 articles per month for free with a free account. Or perhaps you may want to subscribe on your own and have a personal account that might be of use to you in the profession. Also on this page is a reminder about the Interlibrary Loan service that I just mentioned. Also some links where you can get help with APA style, which is the style standard for the program. So you've got those links there as well. The navigation on the left, you can click on Finding Articles. There's a short video there that shows how to search some of our research databases. And then there are links to research databases. And on the left, we've linked out to some specific publications that we have available in our databases. Another reminder about Interlibrary Loan, and then some information about how you can configure Google Scholar to know that you're a PACE student. On the Finding Books tab, it's basically a reminder and a link telling you that you can search for books and ebooks on the library website. We'll take a look at that in a moment. Also here, we've provided links to many different professional associations and organizations that might be of interest to you. We try to keep this list up to date If you come across a link that is no longer working, please send me an email. Or if you think there's an organization we should add to the list, please go ahead and send that to me. We also have collected some links where you can go and find statistics about education. We try to keep these links up to date. Things can sometimes be in flux as different administrations come and go in the federal and local government. So if you find any of these links not working, please let me know and I'll do my best to update them. We also have some additional information for the capstone, which I know might seem like it's a long ways away, but there is some information here about finding dissertations and theses from PACE students, from other institutions, some information about a review about what's a lit review, links to APA style, and then some links to other institutions and organizations giving information that might be of use to you in your capstone project. So this is the research guide. I wanted to make sure that you were aware of the different specialty resources available to you as a student at PACE. Now let's take a look back at the library website. So I had mentioned already the library hours and the Ask a Librarian button at the bottom right, and also the quick links under quick links, interlibrary loan. Let's now take a closer look at the research tools. So the books and media tab, this tells you what books are on the shelves in the 3 PACE library locations, and it tells you what ebooks we have and what streaming films we have. So let's do a quick search on college student retention. So you can see I found 157 results. One thing that I would recommend you do is take a look at the filters on the left. There is a publication year filter you may want to use. I'm going to click on last 5 years, and you can see that took me down to just 16 results. As I start to scroll through, you can see many of these books are ebooks. You can see that there's a button there to view the ebook for many of these titles. If you end up with a list of books that has a lot of print and ebooks combined, and you only want ebooks, over on the left, you can click to unselect the print books and it will take them out of the list. But of course, if you're local or you're nearby, you can certainly use the print books in the library or borrow those as well. To access the ebooks, you'll be asked to log in with your PACE username and password. Back on the library homepage, the journal title tab, this is where you can type in the title of a publication and search to see if we subscribe. So I'm going to type in About Campus and we'll run a quick search and we'll see if we have it, and we do. You can see it says, or it shows that it's available in 3 different databases, but look at the dates of coverage. So for example, the first 2 we only have from 1997 up through May 2018. The third one, the Sage Journals collection, we have from 1999 to the present. So that's where you would go for current full text articles in this publication. After following that link, you could then browse by year or volume or issue. Or at the top of the page, you see that there is a search box where you can search this journal. And that's the case for most publications. When you search for a publication from the library website and you land on the journal website in the database where we buy the journal, there's usually always the option to browse or to search that publication. So I'm going to close that publication tab. I'm going to close the journal title tab, and now I'm back at the library homepage. There is also a link here right at the bottom right of the search box that says Journals by Subject. You can click there and you could go in and browse publication titles by subject. And keep in mind that the journal title search tab works for journals, newspapers, and magazines. So it's for all types of periodical publications, not just journals. Let's now take a look at databases, which is where I think you'll spend most of your time. I would recommend that you use the subject menu and select education from the subject menu. That's going to reload and show you all the databases that we subscribe to that in some way might contain content of use to people who are studying the field of education. You probably won't have to search all 16, but you may want to search more than one. That would probably give you a more comprehensive search. I'm actually going to show you a shortcut of how you can search multiple databases simultaneously because we happen to buy them from the same company. So we're going to start with this very first database in the Best Bets box. It's called ERIC via EBSCO. So I'm going to click on ERIC via EBSCO. This is one of our education journal databases, and this takes me into the search interface. Above the search box, you can see it says Searching ERIC. If you click there, it opens up a small pop-up window where you can now select additional databases to search simultaneously. So I'm going to click to add Education Abstracts. I'm going to scroll down and click Professional Development Collection, which, despite the name maybe not being super clear, that is for people in education. And then on the top right, there's a couple here that you could consider. Soc Index with full text is sociology, social sciences, including education. Psych Info is psychology journals. So depending on your research question, Psych Info might be of interest to you. Business Source Ultimate is here in the list. Perhaps if you're researching finance related to higher education or endowments or taxes, that might be of interest to add. I'm not going to do that right now, but you could add those other databases to your search. So I've chosen these 4 databases, and now I'm going to click on Select. So now above the search box, you can see it says Searching ERIC and 4 more. So I'm searching multiple databases. This is going to save me some time and get me hopefully some more good resources when I'm searching. So I'm going to type in the phrase Student Affairs, and you can see that the database starts to make some suggestions to you for search terms. You can certainly take advantage of that. In many cases, those are good to include. So in my second box, I'm going to put diversity and I'm already seeing some prompts here that I might want to use. I'm going to use diversity or equity or inclusion. And I'm also going to or DEI. So the or between those terms tells the database that any of them are good. It's kind of like casting a wide net, okay? The quotation marks around student affairs tells the database to look for that exact phrase with those 2 words in that order. The word and between the 2 boxes tells the database that every result that I'm going to get needs to have the phrase student affairs and at least one of the words in the second search box. So those ors in there, they're like when you have synonyms or very closely related terms. You can tell the database, look for all those. I want to cast a wide net. So I've got my search entered. Now I'm going to click on search. Okay. You can see I find over 1,500 results. That's a lot. We're going to try and narrow that down a little bit. You could certainly start scrolling and skimming and see what's here, start reading articles, but you can also do some narrowing before we do that. There are some shortcuts here across the top that you might want to take a look at. Under source type, this is where you could limit to just academic journals or just magazines, books, dissertations, etc. You can decide what type of source are you interested in. In many cases, you'll probably want to limit to academic journal articles. That's really the thing most of us are going for when we're doing this kind of research. Under all time, this is a publication year filter, so similar to what we saw in the books and media tool. I'm again going to click past 5 years. Okay, so that took me down to 320 articles. So that's not bad. There are additional filters available. If you click on all filters, you can see that the menu at the right opens up, and there are options to limit by language or by publication, or you could go in and limit further by subject. So you have some other options under the all filters menu. Now, for many of these articles, the articles are immediately available in full text. If it says access options, if you click on that little menu, you can see the PDF is there, online full text is there. So articles that are immediately available will many times say access options, or that button will say full text, or it will say PDF full text. You can see there's a variety of options that are there. For articles where we do not see the full text immediately available, we can use the button that appears that is search for item. So the search for item button, what this does, I'm going to go ahead and click on that, is it searches through all of the library databases to see if maybe we have that full text in a different database. And in this case, it finds it. Resources located for this citation, find this article in full text from Project Muse. So that means if I click on this link, it should take me into the Project Muse database, and I'll be able to click and access the article, and there it is. So we had that article, it was just that it was a couple of clicks away, and the search for item button took me there. So I'm going to close my article tab, I'm going to close my search for item tab, and now I'm back at my list of results. When you click on search for item, it should always open up a new window so you don't lose your results. Let's try another one of the articles, and we'll click on search for item, and we'll see what this one says. So this one says, submit a request for materials outside the library collection. So Pleasantville and New York City patrons, and that's you no matter where you are, request using ILLiad Interlibrary Loan. The second link is for students at the law school, so please don't use that one. So Pleasantville and New York City patrons request using Interlibrary Loan. It will ask you to log in with your PACE username and password, and then it fills out the request form for you. All you have to do is click Submit Request. The Interlibrary Loan staff will get the article, and they'll email you a link to the PDF file. Click on the link in that email, and it will take you here where you can download the article. And I recommend you do that right away because they only sit here for 30 days. So I'm going to close the ILLiad window. I'm going to close my search for item window, and now I'm back at my list of results. Now, for any of the articles in my list of results, if I click on the article title, I can sometimes get a little bit more information. So there's the full list of authors. If we keep scrolling, you can see the subjects of the article. You'll get the abstract, which is a summary of the article, so you can learn a little bit more about the article. Also, right at the top right above the article title, you see that little quotation mark icon. That's where you could click and get the APA citation for an article. I do recommend that you double check these against the APA help pages online because many times there are errors in these, but they get you pretty close, like 95% of the way to a good APA citation. The little share icon, the little arrow, that gives you the option to save your article to a Google Drive. You can click and email the article to yourself so you can capture this and save it. There's also the option there to download. Once you've downloaded it, you could of course print it if you would like. So this is searching in multiple databases from the PACE library simultaneously. We were able to do that little shortcut that I showed you, going in and selecting more than one database. We talked about building a search. We took a look at full text articles. We looked at search for items, so you know what to do if the full text is not available. We can get it for you using the Interlibrary Loan system. And you saw where you can get the APA citation and how you can save or email the article to yourself. So that's all searching from the PACE Library website. So we took a look at books and media, we took a look at journal title, we took a look at databases. You also saw the HEASA Research Guide, so you've got links to all those specialized resources. If you have questions about any of these things, please don't hesitate to contact me directly. You can email me directly, or on the library homepage, you can always click on that big Ask a Librarian button, and we would be happy to help.